Gerardo, it's...
Good to go, we're live? Yep. Okay, well, we will go ahead and get started. I'd like to welcome Sergio Garcia, winner of the 2020 Sanderson Farms Championship. Sergio, congratulations on a very convincing victory. You're 11th on the PGA Tour and first since the 2017 Masters. Obviously, last shot coming into 18, third shot coming into 18, second shot coming into 18. Just a few highlights of the week, ending with that 18th hole.
Yeah, obviously the perfect way, the perfect ending for an amazing week. I obviously knew that Pedrito Molnati, he finished at 18, so I knew that I needed to birdie one of the last two or three to get ahead. I actually thought I birdied 17. I hit a great putt. I thought I made it. Unfortunately, I didn't. But then I stood up on 18, and I did what I've been doing all week. You know, I trusted myself. I aimed down the right side of the fairway and just hit a hard draw. Really nice drive. It actually went quite long because it was playing a little bit into the wind, and it gave me the possibility to have an 8-iron into the green instead of having a 6 or something like that. And then just hit. Funny enough, my last win, my last win on the PGA Tour at Augusta, you know, the 8-iron on 15. This time it was the 8-iron on 18. So, and to almost hit the pin again, and to hit it that close, obviously it was a dream come true.
Okay, I've got one or two more questions for you, but just as a reminder to anyone in the chat, if you would please type your name in, just as Doug Ferguson has done. I will give you guys a shout. Sergio, with the win, you moved to number 4 in the FedEx Cup standings. You're making your first start here at the Sanderson Farms Championship. Capped it off in great style. Just some thoughts on being here and playing at the Sanderson Farms Championship for the first time.
It's great. They've taken amazing care of us, Joe, and everyone around. I mean, I watched this tournament last year, and I thought, obviously a friend of mine, Sebastián Muñoz, won, and I thought, that looks like a really nice course. And this year, because of everything, you know, I should be, funny enough, well, the Ryder Cup should have been last week. I probably should have been in Europe if things would have been normal. And because of COVID and everything, it kind of changed my schedule a little bit, and you know, I'm able to play a few tournaments in the fall. So you know, it was really great to be here, to play the way I played, to believe in myself the way I did, and you know, really proud.
Okay, well, with that, we will open up and take a few questions. We'll start with Doug Ferguson, the AP. Dougie.
Sergio, NHL.
Muchas gracias.
2 questions for you. It's been more than a year, just over a year, since you last won at the Dutch Open. Is it hard to trust yourself when you need to, like you did on 18?
Sometimes it can be, but I think the great thing about it is, you know, my mind was very clear throughout the whole week. I knew, you know, I knew what I wanted to do pretty much every single shot I hit. The only one that I would love to take back, not even the one on 8, but the tee shot on 15. You know, I should have hit it like a strong 3-wood and deal with that. But other than that, you know, I was, like I said, I was very confident throughout the whole week. I was believing in myself the whole week. You know, I obviously hit a bad putt on 6 for par, but I stuck with it. I kept going. I kept believing. I kept telling myself, "You're doing great. You know, just keep doing what you're doing. It's great." So you're not gonna make every single putt. So, and you know, I was able to come up with some great shots and some great key putts on the back 9 to win it.
And secondly, as much as you were yelling at your ball on the 14th when it was in the air, at what point did you realize how close it was?
Well, obviously, when it just carried the bunker, I knew that it was going to be fairly close if it didn't bounce right and kind of got the slope. So I was like, I wasn't even sure if it was on the green. I was like, you know, hopefully it didn't bounce. It looked like it bounced pretty straight, but I was like, I knew that there's a little bit of a runoff area there. So, so I until I saw it, I didn't know it was that close. So I was expecting it to be about 10 feet or so just right of the hole, which was already a great shot. But instead of that, it was probably about 3 feet, which you know, made it a lot easier for sure.
Good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, we go now to Adam Schupak, Golf Week. Adam?
Sergio, what club did you hit there on 14?
It was a 5-wood.
Thank you. And how frustrated were you getting having so many people, media, asking you what's wrong with your game?
I really wasn't that frustrated because nobody was really talking to me. So, you know, they had other guys to talk to, and I was just working hard and just trying to get better in every aspect of the game, mentally and physically. And you know, I was just doing my own things, trying to figure out what I needed to do, and that's what I did.
Okay. And also after the round, you mentioned dedicating this win to your father and the loss of a couple family members. Can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, unfortunately, you know, my father has a lot of family in Madrid. He's one of 9 siblings, and unfortunately, we lost 2 of his brothers because of COVID. One at the beginning, Uncle Paco, and then one just last Saturday, actually, not yesterday, but the Saturday before, Uncle Angel. So you know, it's sad. It's sad, and I know that a lot of families have lost a lot more people, but you never want to lose anyone like that. And you know, you know, I wanted to win this for them.
Okay, and one last one, if you don't mind. What do you think this victory can do for you going forward with the Masters and other events coming up?
Well, it's obviously it's obviously a boost of confidence. There's no doubt. Every time you play well, even if I would have not won it, it still would have been a massive high for me this week to be able to do a lot of the things that I did. You know, it meant a lot. It showed me a lot of what I still have and what I still can do. So it's obviously exciting. You know, I'm finally very happy with the equipment that I have in my bag. With everything that I'm playing, I feel like I'm starting to be the old me. Being able to hit shots from every angle, and you know, obviously it's exciting.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Okay, just one more reminder. We're going to go to Dave Shedlowski, but just one more reminder. If you have a question, please type your name, and if you have a question in the chat, we'll go now to Dave Shedlowski.
Well, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you, David. Thank you, David.
Condolences on the losses in your family. I'm sorry to hear
Thanks.
about that. Just a point of clarification. First of all, I saw that you had mentioned previously that you'd been sort of putting with your eyes closed maybe up to maybe 3 years ago, and you did it at the Masters. But you don't do it all the time in these 3 years? I mean, you kind of go back and forth. Is that kind of accurate?
Yeah, most of the times, but then sometimes when it starts feeling really well, really good, I think maybe I can just do it with my eyes open and kind of do it normal. Well, I mean, I guess my eyes closed is probably normal for me now, but then I realized that, you know, I get too caught up in trying to make it too perfect instead of just letting myself do it. And you know, you don't have to hit a perfect putt every time to be able to make it. And you know, that's what I've been working on, and that's what I'm gonna keep working on. So don't worry, I'm still gonna be putting with my eyes closed for probably a long time. So you guys probably won't have to ask me all the time.
I won't have to ask you again after this. It was phenomenal. Better shot 14, that 5-wood or 18? I mean, they're both important, but 14 set up 18 in my mind.
Yes. Yeah, it definitely does. I think. I think if I hit a good shot on 14 and I make birdie, and then I birdie 15, which is a birdie hole, then I'm still at 18. Obviously, 14 was very important because it gave me the opportunity of only having to birdie one of the last four to win it. But then 18, you still have to do it. It's not an easy hole. I mean, it's 500 yards, and it's you have to hit a great drive. The pin was a good pin on the right side, and if you miss it in a little bit right, it's a very tricky up and down. So to be able to stand there and hit the kind of 8-iron that I did, and then hit the putt that I did, even though it was only 2.5 feet or something like that, you still have to gather yourself and trust yourself and do it. So that was really nice.
Is it easier to trust yourself knowing that you've been a good ball striker, a great ball striker for your whole career? I mean, this is what you relied on more than anything.
The great thing for me is that when I'm feeling it, I don't feel like I even have to putt too well to have a chance at winning or to win. So with an average or just above average kind of putting week, if I'm playing the way I played this week, I can give myself a chance of winning almost every week. So obviously it's not easy to play the way I played this week every single week, because there's some weeks that you feel a little bit better, some weeks you feel a little bit worse. But it's my long game. It's always been a strength, and everyone knows that, and that's what I rely on. But that doesn't mean that I don't work on the short game too.
So, congratulations again. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave.
Okay, we've got one more question from Doug Ferguson, and then we will open it up and take some questions from our Spanish-speaking media.
That guy again. That guy again. Well, is Doug part of the Spanish media?
Todavía no. Sergio, you've now won at least one time each of the last 10 years. Is that important to you? Is that impressive to you?
I didn't even know. Obviously it is. Obviously, it is important. It's something that you have to be proud of, and I am. But I didn't even think about it. I'm not. I mean, I've been out here for 21 years, so you know that I'm not the kind of records kind of guy. So I've been able to achieve some of them without even thinking about them, and I'm very proud of them. But that's not what motivates me.
And I mentioned the Dutch Open earlier. Did it feel longer than a year since you won? I mean, when you struggled, does your last win feel like longer ago than it actually was?
A little bit, yes. Without a doubt, it does feel. Yeah, it does feel like it was a little bit longer. But I don't take any wins for granted. It doesn't matter which tour, PGA Tour, European Tour, Asian Tour. It doesn't matter to me. Winning nowadays anywhere in the world is tough. There's so many great young guys playing, and they play the game at an unbelievable level. So any win you can get, it's always something to really have in your heart.
Thank you.